All right, this is Block 8, Pax Americana, Section 1, with the section beginning the Unemployment Act of 1946. With the United States stuck in this recession, and with people concerned that the bad times of the Depression were coming back, Congress passed and President Truman signed something known as the Employment Act of 1946. And what the Employment Act of 1946 did was it declared that it would be the policy of the government to promote maximum employment, production, and consumer purchasing power. A Keynesian recognition that a modern industrial economy runs on consumer spending. What it also did was created the Council of Economic Advisors to aid the president in making economic decisions for the country. And that is a arm of the White House that exists today, the Council of Economic Advisors. What the Employment Act of 1946 also did, and what it's most famous for, is the creation of what's known as the GI Bill. GIs, if you remember, was the nickname given to American soldiers in World War II. What this really is, it's an attempt to keep men out of the labor force. Remember, you have 10 million men arriving back home after being demobilized from the military, all needing jobs, and Congress kind of looked for a way to kind of keep them out of the labor force for a while. So what it did was it provided them with government money to go to college instead of going to work. Millions of demobilized veterans took advantage of this opportunity of free money to go to college. Most of them went to vocational and technical schools to learn a skill, learn a trade that would be economically viable after they were finished with it. But about 2 million went to traditional institutions of higher learning. And this GI Bill began the explosion, which continues to this day, of Americans going to college. Before the GI Bill, the vast majority of Americans did not go to college. Less than about 2 to 5% of Americans went to college in the 1930s. But after the war and due to the GI Bill, millions upon millions of Americans took advantage of higher education for the first time. The GI Bill also provided money for veterans to get home loans, farm loans, business loans. And what all of this investment in these men did, these men who had grown up during the Depression, had gone off to war, saved the world from Nazism and tyranny, and then we educated them for free. This served to increase worker productivity, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. A more educated workforce is a more productive workforce, first of all. All of the new buildings, the building of houses, the building of colleges, stimulates the construction industry. The GI Bill almost, I don't know if it kickstarts, but it certainly helps out the economic boom that is coming in the late 1940s through the 50s and 60s. It is, without a doubt, one of the most important pieces of 20th century social legislation, sending our veterans to college for free, and also by providing veterans with money to buy houses, businesses, and farms. The government, in order to carry these projects out, established what it called the Veterans Administration. It provides support for all veterans, but especially it provides a means with which to carry out the GI Bill.